oh, your ribs don't look like this? Then keep watching my video so you can get better on the grill. I'm Jameson and this is how I cook, and those are my Asian style glazed ribs. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jameson and this is how I cook. So for weeknight dinner, I'm making Asian style glazed ribs on my Weber 22-inch kettle grill. And I said, why not show you guys how I put these ribs together? Up next on This Is How I Cook. Hey guys, before we get farther into the recipe, do me a favor, hit that subscription button, turn on those notifications, and leave me a comment. What kind of ribs do you guys like? Are you a traditionalist where you want just, hey, straight up smoke and barbecue ribs? Or do you like some of these party style ribs, like an Asian style rib? So these are our baby back ribs. And I'm gonna show you a picture right here of where these ribs come from as they are harvested from a pig. Baby back ribs are delicious because they're super tender and they're pretty easy to cook compared to spare ribs. And you'll notice that these are a smaller style of rib. They're not as long as a spare rib. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to remove the membrane from the back of your ribs. If you're serious about barbecue, then you remove the membrane from the back of your ribs. On the back of your ribs, there's this tough skin, and you probably have had the unpleasant experience of having this on some ribs that you've eaten. And this tough skin is a membrane. It won't take any smoke, it won't take any seasoning. It's just gonna be just like this pretty much when it comes off the grill, except for it to be even tougher. And so what I like to do with my ribs is I come in and I remove this. So I start kind of in the middle of the rib, and I find a bone, and I just slide my knife underneath the bone. Now, when I put my knife in here, I'm not turning it blade side up because that will cut the membrane. I'm actually turning it back side up so that I can work and get the membrane loose. Do you see that? I'm using the back side of the knife. And then once I have a hole big enough for my thumb or my finger to get up underneath, I just take my time and work that membrane loose from the middle. So now I've got the membrane removed from the meat in the middle. And then all I've got to do here now is just pull up on the rib. And as I pull that membrane up off the rib, it pulls it completely off. Now there's sometimes a case where the rib has had some damage to the membrane and that membrane won't come completely off. You just take your time and repeat the same process all over again. And get as much of that off as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can get it all off, that's gonna make for a better cook on your ribs. Same thing, work your knife up underneath, turning the back of the knife up. And as you turn the back of the knife up, it loosens up that membrane. There we go. Now you've got ribs that have had the membrane removed. So for my Asian style ribs, the first thing I'm gonna start with is some teriyaki sauce. I just wanna put a light coating of teriyaki sauce on these ribs to help introduce those Asian flavors. So just come in, there's no recipe here in the sense of how much. You just want to get a nice coating of teriyaki sauce on these ribs. So anytime I do a recipe where I use a sauce as part of my marinade or at the base of my flavor profile, I always put this down first. I always put the sauce down first so that the sauce doesn't wash the dry seasonings off of my piece of meat that I'm working with. And so on the back side, we want to do the exact same thing. Now remember, your teriyaki sauce has salt in it, and it also has MSG in it as well. Naturally occurring, right? Part of the fermentation process of making the teriyaki sauce. So remember, you've got a little bit of salt in here to deal with, so you don't want to over season your ribs by using too much of this. But as you can see, it just gives it a nice sheen and a nice initial flavor profile. And that's what we're going for. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna season this with some kosher salt. So I'm gonna come up kind of high and just get some salt on these ribs. Don't want to over season the ribs because we're going to put a lot of other things on here too. But we just want to get a nice initial layer of flavor here. And we want to start with our salt. And notice I'm doing everything to the back side of the rib that I did to the front. If I put a seasoning on the front, I put it on the back. One of the reasons their food doesn't taste great is because they're doing so many things to one side of the food, but they don't do the same thing to the other side of the food. So you just want to have a nice flavor profile wherever somebody's mouth is gonna touch that meat. So the next thing is we're gonna come in with some black pepper. And so we're just gonna make sure we get some of that fresh cracked pepper onto our ribs. Next, we're gonna come in with some granulated garlic or garlic powder, and we're gonna sprinkle that onto our ribs also. You can already see the flavor profile coming together, can't you? It's pretty generous with that garlic. I love that flavor on these style of ribs. Next, we're gonna use a little bit of Chinese 5-spice powder. This seasoning blend doesn't have any salt in it, so you can be very generous with it. But Chinese 5-spice powder is a very common flavor that you'll get in a lot of Asian style cooking. So I love this flavor profile. It's gonna make these ribs taste amazing. So now we're gonna use a little bit of accent. This is MSG. I know I said that there was already MSG in the teriyaki sauce, but I wanna boost this umami flavor to the max. So we're gonna use accent to do that. You don't have to use this, but hey, if you want bland tasting food, go right ahead. This next ingredient is Thai paste. This is Gourmet Garden's Thai paste blend. Now, you don't have to put this on your ribs. These ribs are great right now to go into your smoker, especially with the sauce we're gonna finish them with. But this is gonna add a depth of flavor, and I want more flavor, so we're gonna use some of this paste. This has all types of good stuff in it, lemongrass, ginger, and we don't need a whole lot because we just wanna introduce this flavor as part of our marinade. Same thing here, just put a nice stripe of that on there, and then just take your time and work it into the meat. So guys, these are our Asian style ribs, seasoned up, ready for your smoker or to go onto your grill. This is how I cook. Guys, 10,000 subscribers. You guys are way too kind. I know that there's a lot of stuff on YouTube around food and cooking. There's a lot of stuff every other place on the internet around food and cooking, but you guys made it your business to come to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and stay in touch with me throughout the process of me growing my channel. So you see that little hashtag and that little symbol down there, that's what we're celebrating. That's where we're headed. We're headed to 100,000 subscribers. But until then, let's stay cooking together. Peace. And those are our ribs mounted to our rotisserie spit. All right, guys, we got a 2-zone fire here. And that's what I like to use when I'm using my rotisserie spit. And so we just want to slide our rotisserie spit into place. So because I want to get a nice mild smoke on these ribs, because I want to accentuate the flavors that I've already got here on the ribs, I don't want to overpower those flavors with the smoke. I'm going to use a little bit of apple wood. Close up our grill. We're going to let this go, guys. In about 2 hours, we're gonna have some amazing Asian style glazed ribs. This is how I cook. So guys, let me show you how to make the finishing sauce for these ribs that we're gonna baste these ribs with. So we're gonna start with some Hoisin sauce for our rib glaze. And Hoisin sauce is a sweet, soy flavored condiment. And it does a really good job of adding some of those wonderful Asian notes to our food. So, tablespoons worth of Hoisin sauce. Next, we got some oyster sauce, another classic flavor in Asian style cuisine. So we're not gonna use as much of this oyster sauce as we did of the Hoisin sauce. So we're gonna use about half a tablespoon. So next we're gonna add in some mirin. This is a sweet cooking seasoning. This is made from fermented rice. And so we're not gonna put a bunch of this in here, but we do wanna thin our sauce down a little bit. So yeah, right at about a tablespoon's worth. So this is teriyaki sauce. We started with teriyaki sauce. We're gonna finish with some teriyaki sauce. So I'm only gonna put in half a tablespoon of this into my sauce. And our final ingredient is some sweet chili sauce. This is gonna help add some extra volume to our sauce that we're gonna use to finish the ribs with. And this is gonna be simply delicious. We're gonna come in here with 1 tablespoon's worth. Generous tablespoon. Just wanna give this sauce a good stir. Make sure you got your spoon clean. But that is our sauce that we're gonna use to baste our ribs with to get a nice candy coating onto the ribs. So let's talk ribs. Ribs are very versatile. You can cook them low and slow and make traditional barbecue where you've got succulent meat that falls off the bone, or you can cook them in a more party rib style where the ribs are cooked until they're done, but they're not cooked as long or as tender as they would be if you were making a traditional barbecue style rib. A party style rib has a little bit of a chew to it. It's something that you tend to eat sliced up individually, bone by bone. And the nice thing about a party style rib is that you can hold it in your hand, you can take a good bite of it. You don't have to worry about it being terribly messy because there's a little bit of chew to the rib. And so these ribs that we're making, these Asian glazed or these Asian style ribs that I'm making for you guys, that's gonna be what we're shooting for. We're shooting for more of a party style rib. I'm not trying to make these ribs fall off the bone. If you wanna see how I do that, there's a video already on my channel where I show you how to make fall off the bone ribs. So guys, let's get back to finishing up our recipe. I can't wait to show you guys these Asian ribs that I'm gonna glaze with that beautiful sauce that we made. So guys, let's see what our ribs look like. Oh, yes, sir. So what we did was we stopped our rotisserie where the ribs are sitting flat. And what we're gonna do now is finish these ribs with some of this beautiful sauce that we made. And so all I'm gonna do is just take my time and brush this on. My wife does not like a lot of sauce. I don't like a lot of sauce either, but I do want a little bit of sheen on these ribs. And so you take your sauce and just get it into all those nice crevices. And this is gonna be a really pretty looking rib once we finish glazing these ribs. I know y'all wish y'all were my neighbor. I know y'all said, man, I wish I lived around the corner from him. And then just like we did on the front side, we're gonna glaze the back side of these ribs. So guys, that's all it takes. We're gonna let this sauce tack up on these ribs. But look at those glazed Asian style ribs. So guys, these are the ribs. These are my Asian style glazed ribs. This is how I cook. Man, look at those ribs. So guys, we bit this rib off camera. So I'm gonna bite it again for you guys on camera because you need to see how this tastes. Hold on. Man, smoky, but not overwhelmingly smoky. You got all those flavors that we put on there, that ginger, that lemongrass paste that we use, and you taste all the notes in this rib. This might be the best rib I ever cooked, guys.